Good evening, afternoon or morning. Movie Cat is at the microphone and today I will tell you about a dynamic action movie. Wanted.
Your father died yesterday on the rooftop of the Metropolitan Building. He was one of the greatest assassins who ever lived.
Centuries ago, a guild of weavers organized a brotherhood to carry out the will of fate. Nowadays, a respectable man named Mr. X complains to his secretary that there have been many unforeseen losses in their brotherhood lately. Suddenly, the secretary is killed by snipers from the roof of the building opposite. Mr. X accelerates and jumps over to an opposite building, shooting at opponents in the air. A certain man named Cross calls him, says that Mr. X is standing on a cross and then shoots him in the head. At this moment in another part of the city, Wesley Gibson thinks that his father created a worthless person on the earth. Perhaps that is why he abandoned his son immediately after his birth. Wesley Gibson is a bored and frustrated office worker who is dissatisfied with his mundane existence. His job doesn't bring money, his girlfriend cheats on him with his best friend, and his boss yells at him every day. Once he goes to the pharmacy for a sedative, where a very beautiful woman speaks to him. Suddenly, someone shoots at them. Fox fires back, then quickly leaves the pharmacy with Wesley in an attempt to drive away from the enemy in a car. Fox explains to Wesley that the persecutor wants to kill not her, but him. When Fox jumps the police barrier by car, Wesley passes out. He wakes up in some abandoned factory. He sees Fox and several armed men. The oldest of them, named Sloan, demands that Wesley take a gun and shoot the fly right in the wing, otherwise he will be shot. Filled with adrenaline, Wesley quickly shoots 6 times. Sloan shows him 3 flies that don't have wings. Later Sloan says that just as several people in the world can make such accurate shots, Wesley has inherited his father's abilities, but his father was recently killed by the enemy, that enemy who tried to kill Wesley an hour ago. Sloan invites Wesley to join their brotherhood and be trained as an assassin. As a bonus, Wesley will get all the money of his murdered father. Wesley calls everyone around crazy and aiming at them from Emanish 17. He runs home to switch off from emotional exhaustion. The next day, Wesley discovers 2 things. First, father's $3 million hit his account. Second, at work the boss is still yelling at him, so Wesley accepts Sloan's offer. At first, Wesley is skeptical, but he soon discovers that he has a natural talent for marksmanship and physical combat. With Fox's help, Wesley begins to develop his skills. Under the tutelage of his mentors, Fox and Sloan, Wesley learns how to control his anxiety and focus his mind, allowing him to slow down time and react with lightning-fast reflexes. At the end of the training, Wesley is learning the last and main skill of the Brotherhood: to send a bullet on the bent path. Very convenient to kill the enemy hiding literally behind the corner. Now Wesley is ready to find out about the mission of the Brotherhood. Sloan says that their weaving machine indicates the names of the victims. If the thread is on the bottom of the material, it means 0. If on the top, it means 1. Applying the binary code, you can get the name and surname. Thus, the fate itself wants one or another person to die, considers Sloan. Sloan believes that Wesley is ready and gives him the first task: to kill a certain businessman. Wesley doesn't know if the target is a bad person. If not, why should he be killed? He shares his doubts with Fox and then she tells him a story. When she was a little girl, her father was burnt alive by a man named Max Petridge. Years later, having joined the Brotherhood, she found that the machine gave out the name of Petridge long before the death of her father, but one of the brothers did not kill him. Killing one man might save 1,000, says Fox. Wesley was convinced. He kills the first victim by shooting from the roof of the train through the window. The second victim, who rides in an armored limousine, Wesley eliminates through an open hatch. Also, all this time, Wesley is studying all the information about Cross in the Brotherhood's library: skills, habits, style of killings. After several months of absence, Wesley returns to the apartment where he used to live to pick up the Emanish 17, his father's gun. When Fox hears the ex-girlfriend humiliating Wesley, she enters the apartment and kisses the guy. Later on the street, Cross shoots Wesley again, but instead kills another Brotherhood's member. Wesley picks up a bullet at the scene of the shooting and finds out that it was made in the Czech Republic by a certain Pekwowski. Sloan gives Wesley a contract to eliminate Cross. 10 minutes later, Sloan gives Fox a contract to eliminate Wesley. Wesley arrives to the Czech Republic. finds Bekmambetov, but is only able to capture him with the help of Fox, who suddenly appears. Bekmambetov has no choice but to say where Cross is, so they all go to the train station. There, Bekmambetov distracts Fox and Wesley is left alone on the train with Cross. Fox steals a Soviet Jiggly and flies it straight into a train, which derails right on the bridge. Wesley is holding onto the falling car when Cross gives him a hand. Without hesitation, Wesley shoots an uninvited assistant. Cross still manages to save Wesley and tells him 3 important things. First, Cross is Wesley's father. The Brotherhood deceived the guy to set him on his father. Second, Cross left the Brotherhood when he found out that Sloan had broken the code. The machine gave out Sloan's name, but the head of the Brotherhood did not want to die. Instead, he began to kill people who are profitable, and not those whom the machine points to. Third, Cross didn't shoot at Wesley all this time, but at Fox. Fox sneaks up behind him, so then Wesley shoots at the glass below. Wesley wakes up in his father's New York apartment in a regenerating bath. Probably the old man Bekmambetov arrived at the crash site in time, pulled from the lake's bottom Wesley and somehow smuggled to the USA. Wesley goes through his father's things. He finds weapons, military equipment and notes showing a rat combined with a watch. Thus, a plan of revenge is born. Wesley buys all the peanut butter from the store and hijacks a garbage truck. After putting peanut butter into the truck, Wesley collects a lot of rats in the landfill. In the morning, Wesley attacks the Brotherhood's base. The unloaded rats scatter around the base. Many of them are strapped with explosives and a timer. 5 minutes later, at least 100 explosions occur at the base. Wesley runs and kills many members of the Brotherhood. In the library, Wesley is surrounded. He explains to the opponents that Sloan has broken the code. Sloan enters and says it's true, but not whole. The machine gave out the name of everyone in this room, so it makes sense not to listen to the machine, but instead choose the targets yourself. Sloan leaves the library and Fox sends a bullet in a circle in such way that it kills everyone in the room, including her. Only Wesley remains alive. Later, tired and blooded, he leaves the base. At the ATM, he finds out that Sloan somehow took back $3 million. A few months later, Sloan comes to the office to kill Wesley, but there another guy is sitting in the chair. Sloan sees that he is standing on a cross and at the same moment gets a bullet in the head, so Wesley kills Sloan using his father's favorite trick. Thank you for watching. Press hearts, write any comment for the development of the channel, and if you know how to subscribe from around the corner, do not hesitate.